question and answer in the section continued. Go right ahead, Eric.
Okay, go ahead. Who's next on the questions?
Let's go with D. D, you have your hand raised. Can you unmute yourself? We're taking your question now, D. D, you there? D Carter.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go, D. Go ahead with your question.
All righty. Please tell me how I can buy some of the bonds. I know
Adrian,
the numbers.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got the QSIP numbers written down. But when I go to buy them, I can't seem to find them.
Okay, are you on E-Trade?
Yes.
Okay, those are broker questions, but Adrian's going to put in the chat a link and it'll instruct you on how to purchase the bonds.
Okay, but how do I get to the chat then?
Or just give your email right quick and Adrian could email you this video, or is it on the website? Are you following the website?
I don't think so.
Okay, so D, Adrian is going to put it in the chat, and if you're with Blair?
No.
Okay.
I can take, if you want to, D, I can try to message you, but if you want to look in the chat, if you, I don't know if you can click down around the bottom of your screen at some point on the far right of my screen, I see a little quote bubble. You can find the chat there and I'll drop a link to a video that should walk you through step by step.
Okay, I'm looking. Unfortunately, I don't see it, and I don't.
Or if you don't mind, just email.
Can you give me who needs email?
I'm gonna give you Blair's. I'm gonna give you my email.
We can use our contact more if you want to do that, Eric.
But I don't know how to pull that up. So just send me put your if you don't mind, send me. I'll give you my email. Just put it's EL ELMOORE. The number 75 at AOL.com, and I'll have Adrian send you that video.
Okay, EL Moore.
Just put D.
75
EL Moore, the number 75 at AOL.com.
Okay. Thank you so very much, and Merry Christmas.
No problem. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, go ahead, Blair.
Okay. Okay, so there was Charles, I believe.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Charles, remember, we got other people to go, so try to make it kind of brief if you don't mind, please. But go right ahead, Charles.
Got it. So I wanted to ask the status of the stock. Some of us was able to purchase stocks, I guess, before it got delisted. So is that what is considered like a delisted status on these brokerage accounts? Because like I was opening up my E-Trade right now, and I was looking at it, and it doesn't even say the name of the stock. It just shows like the stock number, and you can't purchase anymore, but it still shows like the quantity that you have. So
that's a broker question. I can't to that. No, our stock wiped out. You got to call E-Trade. They'll tell you.
Okay, so then my next question might be a broker question too, because I wanted to understand the process. Once this process is completed, and I guess if the assumption is that Lambert is gonna take the Sears shares and convert it into a new company, would our stocks automatically get converted on that brokerage account, or will we have to sell the shares that we have and repurchase into the new?
It'll be automatic like a merger. It'll be automatic like a merger.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right. We have Mike. Go ahead with your question, Mike. Thank you, Charles. Go ahead, Mike.
I just got a short question. When is a distribution of a new issue for the shares, because they don't want to pay taxes on it and they distribute it? I assume, and I'm asking, are we going to get taxed out of existence, or will there be a step up? What do you think?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
In order to avoid taxes, they got to make the distribution, of the asset sales, as well as all the ongoing revenue from the past couple of years. So when we get our distribution and we get shares, say we get shares, you know, assuming we get shares, right?
Right.
Will we be taxed instead of Lambert being taxed or Transformco being taxed? Would we be taxed out of existence for those same taxes, or is there a step up? I know this is a technical IRS question, but I'm just asking it.
I can't answer the IRS question, but if they give you stock, you won't get taxed until you sell the stock. But if
All
they
right, it's
give
a
you
step up.
cash, you'll be taxed. Yeah, it'll be step up. You'll be taxed as a dividend if they give you cash and a stock. So, for example, let's say the payout's $100. The $100, it might be $50 cash, $50 stock. It might be $75 cash, $25 in stock. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be some stock or all stock or some stock in cash. Because
Yeah,
these
it's a
kind of
tax
reorganization,
question.
yeah,
It's a dumb question because we don't know.
yeah, true. But no, it's not a dumb question though. But we know we're going to get taxed if we owe some money. Well, hold on. We have a CPA on. It won't be a step up. It won't be a step up.
So
So a CPA
it's
just
not a
text me. It
step
won't
up,
be a
then we
step.
would owe all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
taxes like a
yeah.
partnership.
But we're going to hold all tax questions. We'll hold all tax questions because unless the
Yeah.
CPAs want to take it in, unless when the CPAs want to take it. Tanisha, you want to take his question? Only a
It's a
CPA can take it.
disclaimer. This is not advice.
No, but still, maybe one of the accountants want to take it. Tanisha, Sandra, you guys want to take that question?
It won't be a step up. It's not treated as a step up basis. Basically, your stock is going to be taxed at capital gains rates. Most of the people in this call have held their stock for more than a year. So you know when you hold your stock for a year or longer, you're taxed the favorable long-term capital gains rate. So if you receive your stock, if the payout comes in stock, you won't be taxed, like Eric said, until you actually sell the stock. But if we are paid out in cash, that's going to be taxed at long-term capital gains rate. And unfortunately, there's just no way around that.
It
That's
would be
just
capital gain. Yeah. I had it's a silly question. Okay.
no,
Thank you.
it's not a silly question. That's fine.
Okay, any more tax questions about the stuff while we got the CPA on since we hijacked her? All right. Well, that's why I'm not selling my stock. I'm going to keep it forever. That's my plan.
Forever.
Forever. We'll figure out the rest later. And I was explaining this to some of the other parties. They said, well, how do you get money? Well, if you've got 5, 10, 15, $20 million worth of stock, trust me, walk into a bank and show them your portfolio and see if you have any trouble getting any low interest loans. So don't worry about that. You have to start thinking like a wealthy person. Because if you walk into a bank with a $20 million house that's free and clear and say, hey, I need a small loan, trust me, the bank is going to take care of you. So anything you can do with stock, anything you can do with real estate, you can do with stock. That's a rule of thumb. Anything you can do with a piece of real estate, you can do with stock. You can borrow against it, you can lease it, you can do anything you can do with a piece of real estate, you can do with stock. That's the number one thing you got to keep in mind. And you don't want to freak out if you see fluctuations in the price when they do the payout and they issue the stock. You want to know what it's worth, and you want to make a decision based on whether or not you're ready to pay taxes now or not. Because the rich are not selling millions and millions of dollars worth of stock that's appreciating in value. They borrow against the stock, and they're responsible with their borrowing at very low interest loans. They call it buy, borrow, and die. You can Google buy, borrow, die, and they'll explain it. But you do not want to take you don't want to have a windfall like this and squander it Any more questions?
Mike, you gonna lower your hand or you got another question?
No, I'm good. Thank you. I just didn't know you had to
Okay.
lower your hand. Okay. Here we
Oh
go.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you in class holding your hand up, Mike. You're in class
Yes.
holding your hand up.
Okay. Any questions
Okay.
from anybody? There you go again.
Is there anybody here that thinks they're wiped out? And if you are, please tell me why you think you're wiped out.
Anybody with any questions while we're recording, while we got them? Anybody?
Anybody? I'm looking.
Any takers?
Any takers? Because I know I get emails a lot of times, and we're not going to necessarily be doing a lot of calls because I want to keep everybody focused on that. There's nothing to update that you can't follow online yourself. So the website, and could you put this in the chat, somebody? The website you want to follow is not the bankruptcy. Our property left bankruptcy in February of 2019. If you go to Seeking Alpha, nobody is talking about Transform because they're lying to people and misinforming people and telling people, oh, we don't own any part of Transform. What are you guys doing? You guys are wiped out. Let me show you what the Chapter 11 plan says. And the Chapter 11 plan simply says that we will get a percentage of the remaining money left at the bankruptcy. As you can see from the chart, which everybody can get a copy of, everything that I allege is documented and supported by a legal document in the court. So just keep that in mind. And if you think you're going, is there anybody here that can tell me that they got something online, comment from Seeking Alpha, Reddit, or StockTwits, absolutely inform them about Sears? Can anybody tell me that right now? Please do, because I haven't been informed. All I've got is trolling, hate, doxing, people lying, people trying to defame me, but nobody can refute this information because it's literally documented. So if you're on StockTwits, I commented 4 or 5 times in the last week and haven't said anything for 2 years. I made a challenge. I called that Wyco Research, Elephant Analytics, these so-called bankruptcy people online were writing these negative articles and misinforming. I made a $10,000 offer to anybody who could go before a retired bankruptcy judge with me on one side and them on the other, and they could disprove what I was alleging. 10,000 would go to that person. Nobody has taken me up on it yet. I've invited these detractors, every last one of them, to these calls for 4 or 5 years, and not one of them have showed up. If any of them are in the call now, I'm willing to have the debate, and we can talk about it now. Anyway, go ahead, Blair. Some more hands are up.
Jason, go ahead with your question, please.
I'm sorry to keep on annoying you here.
No, you're okay.
No, you're
okay.
fine. You're
all right.
fine, Jason. You're fine.
No. I guess I've always looked at this investment as the major risk is like the legal, regulatory, whatever you want to call it, the IRS type risk, right? And so when like I've been through like litigation in terms of like helping other companies and whatnot, expert witness reports and those types of things, but it's sometimes, I mean, I think that all of us, so not all of us, but many of us have gone through a court system at some point in time, and the judges don't read the legal document the same way as maybe it's written or maybe it's intended. And so I've always looked at the biggest risk in terms of that. So Eric, like I guess my question to you would be, how much risk do you see? Like, I mean, things are stated, relatively plainly, but what risk do you see that might not end up playing out?
Well, I think the presentation that I showed, the risk is over because the money is already in a bank account. It's already there. So the risk was in February 2019. And 2 weeks after that, anybody that didn't appeal the orders, that's it. So we're talking about the assets have already been sold. So the money is in a trust account. So there isn't any risk of us not getting paid, if that's what you're saying, because the money is sitting in an account. I've shown that. And that's from publicly available document.
Yeah, I guess I guess to another person's question, I think before that there wasn't any sort of contact kind of information for those types of people to actually know if it was in fact put in. I guess that's what I'm saying.
No, the presentation, I'm sorry, Jason, let me interrupt. The presentation shows that the money was put in. That presentation came out a week ago. The money is there. There's no other place for the money to be. There's no other place for it to be. It's not in the bankruptcy. Where else could it be? They've already put a report out. They say they don't have any money. They don't have it. That middle square only got $240 million. So there is no, it's just like saying that if there's a merger between Berkshire Hathaway and NVIDIA tomorrow, you're not, what's the risk that they're not going to pay you the money? That's the same risk that you have here.
Okay. Yeah.
If
So
they announce the merger and the merger has been approved, that's what your risk is, that both parties are going to just steal billions of dollars. And that's never happened in history.
okay. So I was just kind of listening to the other, the other commentate, the people, and just thinking about the risks when I went into it. And so you're saying that risk is mitigated.
Well, there's no, the money, they've already disclosed that the money is there. They've said the company's debt free on March 17, 2020. Everybody has to follow the Transform website and the Transform real estate. Check it once a week. Don't look at the bankruptcy. There's nothing happening online in the comment section. There is no intelligent conversation happening online. I haven't found one yet. Every time I start the intelligent conversation, they start trying to post my old address, lying and calling me a crook and a criminal. Nobody is having an intelligent discussion online. Follow the official websites, and that's where you get your information.
Well, I don't follow those things anyways, so don't worry about that.
No, I was just talking to the crowd, not saying you. Talking to the crowd.
Yeah, no.
Because I do get emails and people say, user number 975 says we're wiped out. And I'm trying not to block people. If I give you the official place to look, you don't even have to contact me and ask me what's going on, because I don't have any information that is not publicly available. I might understand it better, but the real estate presentation, anybody can understand redevelopment of real estate, and anybody can understand once they sold Die Hard and how much money came in. So that's what you have to follow, the official website. The hurdle is people online are misinforming people and saying we don't have a right to those assets. And I showed you through the documents that that's where the assets are.
Right. I guess the spirit of what I was saying was that I don't necessarily trust the courts. So that's basically what
I know, but the risk of you not trusting the courts was over in 2019. The courts aren't involved anymore. The courts have been out of this for 5 years. That's what I'm saying, Jason.
Gotcha.
They're
Yeah,
not
no,
involved.
I understand.
They're not
I
involved.
understand, Eric, and I appreciate your you explaining that to me. So thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, but other people asked me that question too, Jason. So it's not a bad question. There were several people asked me that question last week and a couple months ago. So it's not a bad question. But we're not subject to the bankruptcy or the bankruptcy courts, because I'm the same way. Because in the JCPenney case, they embezzled the money, but they embezzled it at the time of the sale, and we're in a litigation about that right now. So to your point, I understand. Trust me, and it's a multi-billion-dollar litigation, as some of the people on this call are involved in with us right now in the JCPenney case. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Blair. Thank you for the question, Jason. That was a good question.
Yes, we have the incomparable R2. Go right ahead with your question, sir.
Go ahead, Rob.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, Eric, I think what some people are missing, and you just said it, is that we know what's going on with the JCPenney case. And I think when you compare the two, we're past that point, like you just said. And I was just going to say that we passed that in 2019. And I think what is happening at this point is, like a lot of people want to know, what's the incentive? Well, the incentive is easy. You've explained it many times. It's the 368A reorganization. In order for Eddie Lampert to receive the favorable treatment from a tax standpoint, and you correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, is that they have to follow the legal guidelines. And that's pretty simple.
You're right. That's it, Rod. If they step outside those guidelines, Lampert doesn't get the treatment he's getting, and he owes billions and billions of dollars in taxes.
Exactly. He would owe billions and billions of taxes.
That's right. So it's a mathematical certainty that he's not going to pay billions and billions of dollars he don't have to pay by not trying to pay us the small amount that he has to pay out to us.
Correct. And if he doesn't follow the guidelines, then the reorg cannot happen for the stock for stock exchange. So from
That's
AB.
Right.
And so I think that's what holds everybody's feet to the fire. That's what holds the company's feet to the fire. And that's the incentive for the company to do the right thing, is to follow the guidelines of the 368AB reorganization.
That's right. That's right.
That was it. That's all I had to say.
You're correct. 100%. You said better than I could. Everybody clear on that. He did say it. He said it a lot clearer, because that is what everybody was trying to figure out.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead, Blair. Thank you, Rod. Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. Go ahead with your question, Don.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to start off by saying this. I know there are no dumb questions, but this might be a dumb question. So what I'm trying to understand from what I'm listening to here tonight, it's not in the bankruptcy court. We were done with the bankruptcy court as far back as February 2019. The property left bankruptcy. So we have a right to this money. This money is ours. They haven't paid it. And it's not in the courts from the notes I'm taking. It's not a court issue at this point. So what if they never decide to pay it? What's next? I mean, it's our money as a bondholder and as, let's say, the people that have stocks. What do we do at this point to enforce them doing what they're supposed to do? Do we just sit here? Because, if we don't do anything, I mean, what is their incentive to pay it at all?
Well, Rod just answered the question. If they don't pay it, they owe billions and billions of dollars in taxes, way more than what they owe us.
Okay.
It's sitting enough to pay us. It's sitting, but the process and the time frame in which they have to do it, it may not be up till next month, a couple more months, another year. I don't know the time frame, but I know there aren't more stores to liquidate. So it's a great sign. All the stores are closed. So they updated us on progress, and the numbers that they have given us are 4, 5, 6 times more than what they owe us. So it just wouldn't make sense to take all that money and start paying taxes on it when they can pay the little money they owe us. So I'm not. That's not something I'm worried about, because Eddie Lampert and the other largest lender, they are owed a few hundred more dollars too, and they own the bonds we own. So they don't control those accounts. They're what they call blocked accounts. So they can't go in there and grab their money and not pay us. The money goes to everybody equally at the same time in the same place. So the same people that are orchestrating this also are owed money, and they can't pick their money up without giving us our money. So that's another certainty you have.
Got it.
And they're owed billions. They can't touch the billions without paying us.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
If I may, thank you very much, Don. If I may, I think you make a brilliant point. It's kind of slick here. You kind of said it in the form of a question earlier. Why is Transform, who's not public right now, why are they saying anything about what they're doing and the progress they're making? Read between the lines, folks. He's talking to us. He's showing us what he's doing, but he wants you to be keen enough to pay attention to that.
Right.
So you don't think he's not doing nothing, but at the same time, he's not alerting all of his enemies of what he's doing.
Right. He's letting the people who bought bonds know that the money to pay the $1,000 per bond is sitting in an account. If you can go out on E-Trade and pay $15 for something that you know is going to pay $1,000, he got you. So if I don't know if I can make that clearer than I just made it. It's a lottery ticket. It's a winning lottery ticket that you're paying $1 for, and it's worth $1,000. That's what's going on right now. And the fact that people can't make the connection between the documents I showed you guys and Transform, that opportunity is for the people who understand it. And that's why I'm still buying it. The people who are not still buying don't understand it, don't believe it, and or believe in the misinformation. Because if you really understood that you could buy something worth $1,000, and if you thought the payout was in 10 years, you simply put it in your retirement account, because you still be getting 50 times your money. And who right now has a retirement account that's even quadrupled in 20 years? Nobody. So even at worst case, you would be throwing in your retirement account and say, hey, I don't know when it's going to pay out, but I'm definitely going to have a hell of a retirement when it does. So I wouldn't worry about when. I would worry about how much, especially for the people who are trying to retire well, trying to send a kid through college. That's what I'm doing. I can't instruct anybody. I'm not a financial advisor, but I've shown you the numbers and the math. And we have a lot of highly intelligent people in this group, and the people we talk to, no question is a dumb question. But if you understand it, I promise you, you're still buying, especially if you have any money to do it with. I've got some people telling me, hey, Eric, my money's tight. I've been buying only 5 bonds a week. I promise you, I'm going to buy them with every extra dollar I got. I'm not buying those high flying stocks. I'm going to buy what I know is going to pay me out, and I'm going to stay disciplined. I got some people saying I'm doing $500 a week. That's all I can afford to do, but I'm going to do it. And think about it. If you're getting 50 times your money and you did $500 a week, that's $25,000 a week. Maybe it's another year. Maybe they announce it in 2 weeks. I don't know when, but I'm still buying. I'm not interested in buying anything else.
And
But I don't know anything else I can get 50 times my money on. But go ahead.
And also on the chart you showed earlier, they took 200,000 and turned it into what?
Well, on the chart on the real estate, took a $200,000 income coming in on the lease and turned it
Yes.
into, I'll tell you,
Was it?
I got it right here. They turned it into 4.6 million a year instead of 200,000. That's 20
Now,
times the money
that's
on the
in that
redevelopment.
one place.
Property.
One
One
place
property.
they did that. Now, can imagine them replicating that. And that's
Yep.
the stuff that our stocks and bonds are part of.
That's right. That's right.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, it's crazy. And later, years from now, people are going to say, how could people have all this information and not just buy? It's because what they leave out is the misinformation that's out there. It's complex, but once the information is provided to you, you have to move accordingly. There is never a crowd getting rich in a great opportunity. When Blair told me about Bitcoin, and I'm not comparing Sears to Bitcoin, I'm only comparing the price. Bitcoin was $450 a coin. It was 2014 or 15. I still have the emails. Nobody even knew what it was. So now everybody's talking about buying Bitcoin at $100,000. The time to be involved is when very few people understand what's going on. I'm just making a comparison in what happens. Danny is on this call. He was talking about Bitcoin 5, 6, 7 years ago and talked to me about it as well. Completely different, but there were so few people involved early. The people all on CNBC pumping and all the institutions paying 100,000. Who knows where the price is going to go? I don't control that. But my point is, nobody gets rich in a crowd. There was never a crowd of people online going, hey, we're all going to get rich in a few years when we buy this Bitcoin. Nobody knew what it was. The great opportunities will not have a bunch of people in the comment section talking about it. Be 1 or 2 people maybe, and the crowd would be telling them they're crazy, like they're telling me. On the other side. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Motorcycle chick, you have your hand raised. Go right ahead with your question, please.
Hi, it's not a question, more of a comment. And happy holidays to
Okay.
everybody.
Happy
But
holidays.
Eric,
Happy
thank you. But Eric, I agree with you. Just as something that I did, I was owing Uncle Sugar taxes every year, and what I did is looked at how much the thousands I was having to pay them, and I decided to open up an account with E-Trade, and I divided out my paycheck to find out how much I need to put into that, and I automatically have my money to go there to E-Trade to make those purchases. As why not pay myself instead of somebody else?
That's right.
And that's
I'm with
what
you.
I,
I'm
that's
with
what
you.
I, and
I
that's
know
what I make my
right.
purchases.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
And so that's what I do, and that's where I that's how I buy my bonds
I love it. I love it.
every pay period.
Yep, that's how I've been rocking. Every pay period, I've been buying.
Yeah.
All
I just
right.
want to
Thank you
share
so
that.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a great strategy. Great strategy. The
Anybody else
waiting is
have
the
a
hard
question?
part. The waiting is the hard
Absolutely.
part. But what I tell people is if you have money and you're okay financially, I promise you, what you don't want to do is look back and say, wow, imagine if I had just done it consistently. We don't control when it's going to happen. We don't control when the payout happens. But I promise you, you probably will never see an opportunity like this in your lifetime. $10,000 at 50 times the money is $500,000. That's a no, am I right? 10 times 50. Yeah. 20,000 would be $1 million. Imagine that in a retirement account. No,
Crazy.
no dumb question. Go ahead, Blair.
Yeah, no, I'm just agreeing with you. That's crazy. There's nothing like this. See, just like you said, something like this rolls around about every 50 years. Is that rare? It's that rare. It's beautiful. Or anybody else have any questions? This is the holiday season. It is getting late. Anybody got any questions for the man while we have him? Any mistletoe questions? We're taking mistletoe questions tonight. No, I'm just don't pay me no mind. Hey, Joyce, you have a question before we go? Go right ahead, dog.
Hi, yes. I wanted to just say to Eric, it sounds complicated, but as you've come on so many times before and basically said the same thing, and each time I hear you, the terminology, I get more and more understanding. And tonight, with the Q&A, I totally get it. And
Gotcha. Good.
the
Awesome, Joyce.
young lady that came on and said, that she have a certain amount of money from her paycheck to go into E-Trade to buy more bonds, and that is a good strategy. And I think I'll try that one too.
Absolutely. That's
All right. Thank you.
She's right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
It is difficult because what you can do with almost everything else, you can go Google on these so-called popular stocks, and there's 1,000 people saying, "Oh man, you ought to buy Nvidia. Man, Tesla's got a hell of a car. Man, look at what we're." Once the crowd is in it, you're too late. You're too late. Don't get me wrong. A few people can. The stock price may still go up, but at a certain point, the hype exceeds what the company is actually worth. And then when the crash happens, everybody's looking around going, what's going on? That's what happened with the real estate. They had $1 million properties out here. They would give you a loan. It was a stated loan. Rod knows this, Blair knows this. But here in San Diego, there were people working at fast food restaurants getting loans for $1 million houses. And it's not sustainable. And those properties aren't worth $1 million. Then when the crash happened, they crashed to the regular price of $500,000, and then it crashes everything. So
correct.
If you're early, there's not going to be a large group of people involved. The guy who was involved in GameStop, Keith McGill, he follows me on Seeking Alpha, Roaring Kitty. When he was telling people GameStop was undervalued, they were telling him, they were roasting him. They were going at him like they go at me. All of a sudden, a short squeeze happens. He's the smartest guy on Wall Street. He was saying the same thing for 2 years on YouTube. No followers. He had 10 or 15 people, 5 people in the comment told him he was crazy. They wouldn't let him comment. They kicked him off of Reddit. And anybody who commented and said they thought GameStop was worth something, they kick him off. So another thing I want to say really quickly, the reason you're seeing so much negative information, it's not that these people know what's going on. There is a large group of people on Wall Street that have bet against Sears. I won't get into the complexity, but the people who bet that we won't get a payoff, when we get paid out, they're going to lose more than the amount we're paid out. So if he pays out $2 billion, they're going to lose out more than that amount of money. So those people are paid to go in the comment section, make up lies about me, attack anybody who says anything positive about Sears, and dox me, put what they think my address is. And that has nothing to do with whether or not the legal documents I went over say what they say or not. That has nothing to do with what the real estate sales are. They said none of these properties would get redeveloped. You go back and look at the comment section of my articles. All the properties in the ghetto, nobody wants to live at the mall. They don't have a bunch of acres of land. There aren't any unencumbered property. All of those lies are still sitting out there, and the people are still trying to argue with me, even though the numbers are being presented now. Those people are crazy. They're crazy and or paid off because the numbers are there. You can see what they're doing with the redevelopment. You can probably look in the city you're in and see what the Sears turned into or what they released it out to be. And the mall in most cities is some of the most valuable property, especially if you don't have a beach or a thriving downtown or both. And we've got properties in all those places. We got properties in Santa Monica, right there by the beach. We got properties in downtown downtown New York, Brooklyn. Incredible places that have been fully redeveloped. And we've got more than 7,000 acres of land. Still, the Haynes Mall, where I'm from in Winston-Salem, that Sears, the auto center, and the back parking lot sold for $800,000 an acre to Novant, and it sold quick. Prime real estate in Winston-Salem, and Winston-Salem is the smallest Sears market. So imagine what the properties are selling in California, New York,
That's right.
Miami. We've got a big property down in Miami. So anyway, I think we're close. I think we're close. There are no more stores open. No more Kmart's, no more Sears. I think we're close.
Beautiful.
Any more questions?
I just have one more question.
Go ahead, Blair.
Adrian, the shades. Where'd you get a Santa Claus? Look at this. Look at that. I'm here to tell you that's the spirit of Christmas.
Thank you.
I hear you.
Mayor. I've
Absolutely.
been sick, so I'm just keeping my mood up. But yes, I like the look. I'm
Absolutely.
happy.
Tammy, go
Everybody's
right
shaking
ahead
off the
with your
cold and the
question.
virus. We all shaking it off.
Man.
Okay, go ahead, Blair.
Absolutely. Tammy, you have a question? Your comment you want to say? Go right ahead.
Yes, this is actually just a comment. Again, I love it, Adrian. I love the shades and the hat. We just had our Christmas party, and I had on my Santa outfit, so it was a lot of fun. So I'm twinning you over there. But Eric, again, I just want to say thank you for all that you have done for this group, and that you continue to educate us, and just taking the time. This has truly been a master class, as one of the comments said. As in these years that we've been a part of Sears, I know I've learned a lot. I think everybody on this call has learned so much. So from the bottom of my heart, and then just speaking, I know what everybody would love to say is thank you from the bottom of my heart, just for sharing your knowledge and just all that you have given to us. So thank you. And I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and looking forward to 2025, because I do believe that we're very close as well. So.
All right, thank you, Tammy.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah, and Tammy
Yes.
can tell you, because I'll say it, but Tammy's in the other investment with the lawsuit, and I'm telling you, and you tell me if you're wrong, Tammy. Isn't it obvious in the beginning if they're ripping you off versus what we're dealing with Sears? Can't you tell the difference with JCPenney and Sears?
Completely.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So in the JC, go ahead.
It was very blatant that they stole the money in JCPenney's. I mean, in our face, that they've stolen, like they've just taken billions of dollars, and it's
Right.
just not like that in Sears.
Yeah, and you can see just from the litigation that I drafted and the stuff that was written up, you can see clearly that there's no nefarious stuff going on in this case, because number one, the disclosure is there and everything is plain, and they're following the guidelines. Number one, Eddie Lampert is involved. He's in every tier. He's got stock, he's got debt, he's there.
Yeah.
He'd have to screw himself, so to speak.
But even in this JCPenney's case, that people have basically admitted. I mean, they were on a call in court, and they're stuttering, you guys, like like the main guy couldn't even get the words out. We're like, what the hell? Like, what is happening?
Right.
Like, he couldn't even. I don't. Well, what did you just say? Or I don't understand. Wait, what? Can you talk? You're supposed to be the main guy here. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
He was the head financial advisor for JCPenney. You remember when I asked him on cross-examination? I said,
you killed
were
him.
you?
What did you? I don't understand the question. You're like, okay, do you want me to say it again, or I don't understand, or wait, what did you say again? And we're like, can he not hear? What is happening?
I asked him to add up the numbers. It came to about 900 million, and they said objection. Your Honor, he's asking them to do math.
Yeah, they did. It was bad. It was really bad.
I said, do you know if the bondholders have been underpaid or overpaid? He said, no, I have no idea what.
I don't know. Wait, what, you don't know?
That's not Sears. We don't have to file litigation. We just have to stay patient and keep buying. Stay patient and keep buying. That's all. Stay patient and keep buying.
Not that's not advice to buy.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Yeah. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any securities. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm going to be doing. All right. Any more questions? Anybody? Any more questions?
I think we're goody.
All right. Everybody good. Everybody good. Okay. Let me double check this. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw somebody pop up a hand.
No, I don't see anybody right now.
And Adrian, also thank you for all your hard work. Again, I meant to say that too,
Absolutely.
because you have been
Absolutely.
fueling Angel, I know,
Absolutely.
helping Eric all along the way. So thank you too, because I didn't mean to leave you out. I know you were right beside him and just keeping him in line and making sure he's organized. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You're always
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. I'm so excited for all of us. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. It's going to be a great one. Mwah. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's what keeps me sane, keeps me from choking him out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Her and Tanisha,
Absolutely.
Keep
Well,
me
here
from
goes.
choking him out.
We got Robert Evans here. He has a question. Go ahead,
Okay,
Robert.
go ahead, Robert.
I'm sorry, I actually don't have a question. I was I actually accidentally pulled my hit my hand up. I don't have a question.
Okay,
Put that
all right.
eggnog down, Rob. Put that eggnog down.
Well, all right, everybody. Listen, this is a beautiful call and wonderful. And thank you again, Eric, and thank you again, Adrian. And here we are at the end of 2024, moving really positive, looking good.
Hold on,
for
Adrian's got
2025.
something. Adrian's got something.
I
Adrian's
have
got
to.
something.
I know we all feel the same way. Blair,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you
Oh,
for doing this for all these years. Thank you for that. I don't know what octave. I don't know how subterranean an octave can get, but the low voice, I think it just works.
Okay.
I really appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. Wonderful call and good to see everybody out. Good to see
Okay.
everybody out.
That's
Thank you.
good. That's good. We're gonna be more
Absolutely.
regular. We might have, by the way, let me say this real
Yes.
quick. We might have some other information in the next how long? 2-3 weeks? We might have some bombshell info. So if we we might get a date. It's possible we get a date or a time frame. I forgot. It's important. If we get it, we're gonna have a big call and I'm gonna announce it. We might get one. And it might be, like I said, it may be public, but not public to everyone. I'll explain later. But if we get a date and a payout deadline, I'm gonna go sell everything I have and go load up, especially if it's closed. I'm gonna empty everything in here. I'm gonna empty everything in here. I'm gonna do everything but go to the block myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna sell it all. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it on
Absolutely.
Craigslist and say, come get it.
Come get it.
Come get it. I gotta get some more
Absolutely.
bonds. Especially if the
Absolutely.
date is I don't once I have a date, then I can really move accordingly. I can really move
Absolutely.
accordingly. I know other people are thinking the same thing. Like, hey, if I knew it was, May 1st, 2025, I could just go all in, or I could do, you know what I mean? That's the
Sure,
key.
sure.
We're trying to get some publicly released, some public information that everybody else may not have, but it's not inside. You got me? We'll
Correct.
probably have it 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks. We're working on it. That'll be
Cool.
life changing. It'll be life changing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That
Wow.
is
Look forward to the possibility of that.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yes.
Hey,
Definitely.
Eric, this is Tamara. When are you
Hey,
sending
Tamara.
your hey, how you doing? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. What's up? What's
Hey.
up?
Yeah, I was sitting here with my dad, and we had a little issue here with our in the Midwest, but we're facing the cold and everything, so we missed a little bit of the question that Donnie, I think, was starting to ask. Yeah, and can you send the when were you going to be able to send this recording out?
You're gonna put it on YouTube, right, Blair?
Sure.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube.
Okay,
Okay, it'll be
cool.
on YouTube. You got the channel. Hopefully really soon.
Yeah.
Like really soon. Yeah, it's gonna be posted really soon.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
righty.
Thanks, Tamara. Be safe, you and your dad. Be safe out there.
All right, we will. Thanks.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Well, all right. I think we're done, folks.
You
And
solid?
take care, everybody. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I can go ahead and start recording now. See if I can do that now.
All right.
Yes. And yeah.